Hey, it's Nayetta here with the Let Kids Play podcast. I'm the owner of the Activity Playhouse, and I started this podcast because I wanted to educate you, the parents, your kid's first teacher, about the importance of play. So I have my handy notebook here on topics that I will discuss, on our podcast. I won't bore you with the research-based stuff because you can look up that stuff on Google if you put in play-based learning or learning through play. But I'll give you opinions. They're my personal opinions, and my opinions based on being in a preschool setting and working with kids under 5 in my business. And then also, as a mom, as an adult, an observer of play, just things that I see in our culture that I feel like we need to be aware of, and ways to make sure that our kids are thriving and excelling in the world, especially when they become adults. So let's get started. Let's see, we have the nursery rhymes that we can talk about. We have reason your little one should go outside daily. Let's talk about that. Let's get into that, because a lot of us don't like going outside. Like, it's especially in some sites too hot. You don't want to smell like outside. You don't want to sweat. You don't like the bugs, all of that. Let me tell you, it is very important. You see me? It's very important for your little ones to go outside for at least 30 minutes a day. They learn so much from being outside. My 3-year-old has learned to throw very well just from throwing pine cones at a tree. It's the silliest, simplest thing, but his arm is very good, so he'll be ready for t-ball, baseball in no time. But also they learn to ride a bike. They learn about different smells, different sounds. Like, get them outside. It unlocks their creativity, because when they're outside, they don't have anything that's forcing them to, oh, you need to watch this. You have to actually use your brain cells to think about what you want to do while you're outside. So it unlocks that creative side, the critical thinking and problem solving that they need to be thriving adults in this world. So here's a fun fact. The number one career progression path in the next 10 years is data engineering. And I'm pretty sure it's data engineering. I'll put it right here if it's called data something else, but I know it's data engineering. And some of the skill sets for that job is problem solving, working, figuring out things on their own without being told to, critical thinking, in-depth understanding of things and how things work. You can figure that out from forcing your child at 3 to or do their sight words or learn their colors. They're naturally going to learn that stuff. They're naturally going to learn their colors, their ABCs, their numbers, because you're going to put them in school or you're going to teach them at home. Either way, they're going to learn that stuff. They will not naturally learn the interpersonal skills that they need to thrive as adults and be leaders in this world. So going outside, I know it sounds like, how do they learn all that stuff from going outside? They absolutely do. So a good one is that they, how can I put this? So they think out the box. Like, it's child-led. It's not led by an adult, meaning that they think about what they need to do. They make up the rules, and those are all the skills that we need as a leader. Think about the skills that the job requirements are for a CEO or leadership position, things like that. That's the things that your kids learn under 5. They learn that well before they're an adult. The things that we need to work on with our kids under 5, specifically being outside, go outside with them and just sit there. Don't tell them what to do, just sit there. And if they say, "Mommy, I'm bored," because they will tell you that. They will say, "I'm bored, I don't know what to do." Figure it out. What's around you? What colors? That's a way to learn colors. What color is this grass? What color is the sky? What do you see in the clouds? Or bring the toys outside. Let them see the shadows. Let them learn about the shadows. Talk about the sunlight just lay in the grass, and talk about the sun, the sky, the clouds, things like that force them to think. Have them tell you a story about what they see outside. Play I Spy. Just take a walk. It's good for you and your child to get outside and take a walk for at least 30 minutes. Especially in the world today where like mental health is a big thing. So if you suffer from things like anxiety and depression, then it's very good for you to get outside. I don't know what's going on with my hair right there. But it's very good for you all to get outside and take a walk like it's a breath of fresh air for you. And then you can just have a simple conversation with your toddler or your little one while you're walking. And if your child is nonverbal, still have that conversation with them. I wonder what this does. I wonder what this smells like. So you don't necessarily say, oh, you see the grass right there is green. No, what is that? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? Did we taste it? Like you spark their curiosity to have them thinking like scientists almost. Like you have them create a hypothesis. Like an hypothesis is an educated guess. If you ask them, I wonder what this does, what do you think they're telling you? They're not just telling you things. They're telling you their educated guess at their level, what their mind is thinking right then and there. So that's how we have to think about it. Our little ones are scientists. So when they go outside, they're exploring, they're learning, they're curious, they're exploring. Let them explore. I'm not saying let them put dirt in their mouth, which builds the immune system, but I'm saying let them explore, let them learn. Like, oh, don't put that dirt in your mouth. Like, let them learn, oh, that's nasty, that's not food, it should not go in my mouth. So things like that. We as parents, I do it myself. We hold our kids back, we limit them, and we need to let that go. So I challenge you as your kids' first teacher. I say teachers because it's a mom and dad thing. Let your kids go outside. Go outside with them. Or if you're really just not an outside person, let auntie, uncle take them outside. Let them go for a walk with their grandparents. Get those babies outside, and not just necessarily a playground. Playground's wonderful too, but get them outside. Let them explore nature. The best way for kids to learn is hands-on learning. The colors will come. You can learn colors outside. You can learn your letters outside. You can say T for tree. You can say leaves. Leaves. Like, you can learn your letters outside. It's better that if you're working on your letters, touching the leaves and telling them that leaves starts with the letter L, they'll remember that way better than they will that flashcard or that worksheet that you're trying to get on, because you're engaging more than one thing or multiple senses. That's why STEM and STEAM is important, because it's a multi-subject learning. So it's the same with it's multiple subjects when you're learning. So it's the same with your senses. So if you're telling them, so they hear you, they see it, and they're touching it, they're gonna remember that more than they will that flashcard, because they're just seeing the flashcard and they hear you, but you know they're probably not listening anyway. So just remember that when you're outside, that you can still work on letters, numbers. Let's count the rocks. Like, you may be bored, but they are learning and having fun. My toddler brings in rocks all the time. My son is 10 and he was still bringing a rock. So they love the rocks. Let them count the rocks. And if they are older, like a 10-year-old, they may be bored, get them outside, get them off in front of the TV and off in front of the game. Let them go multiply something with those rocks. Let them do fractions with those rocks. Okay, like, get these kids outside, and you go outside too, and it'll probably help release some of the stress from being an adult, because being an adult, yeah, that's another subject. But I just wanted to give you this quick lesson, I guess, on why it's important for your kids to go outside. I hope you take heed to what I'm saying. I hope I didn't bore you. Well, I know I didn't bore you to death, because I'm not boring. But yeah, go ahead, go outside. I challenge you. Regardless of what time you're listening to this, make sure you put it on your agenda or on your mind that you need to go outside with your kids for 30 minutes. All right, this is Nayetta, your only activity guide for your little ones. This is the Let's Kids Play podcast. Let them play. We're out.